everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in this class we are going to study about the genetic disorders. But in previous class we have studied about the Mendelian disorders, right? In that Mendelian disorders we also studied the X-linked disorders, that is which comes under the sex-linked disorders. But today what we are going to study is that is the autosomal disorders. So yesterday itself I said that what are autosomal disorders. It is nothing but where the mutated gene is present or located on the autosomes. So that will lead to the disorder, hence it is called as the autosomal disorders. So in yesterday's class, that is X-linked disorders, let me remind you that we have studied the two disorders, where the first one is color blindness and the second one is hemophilia. So now let's go on with the autosomal disorder. In that, the first disorder is SCA. So what is this SCA then? So it stands for sickle cell anemia. Okay. So this disorder or this disease is caused due to the autosomal variation. So it is called as the sickle cell anemia. So how this disorder will take place? We have to get to know about it, right? In order to understand this disease or the disorder. So we all know the hemoglobin which is present in the RBC. See, have a look over here. Think if this is the RBC cell and here is the presence of hemoglobin, okay? Where if we get in a different or the separate manner coming to see, if this think that these are the particles of the hemoglobin, okay? And this is called as the heme, okay? And this will produce the protein globin, that is called as the hemoglobin. See here, these two will produce the alpha globin. What? These two chain will produce the alpha globin, and remaining these two chains will produce the beta globin. What? Beta globin. So this is the correct or normal structure of the heme or hemoglobin, okay? But in case of the person who is affected by this sickle cell anemia is here, with the beta globin, instead of production of this beta globin, here the amino acid chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and this is the 6, 7, so on the chain will be there. But here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 way, the sixth chain or the sixth amino acid of this beta globin, it will be mutated. Why? Because it produces the what this sixth amino acid will produce? It will produce the valine. Sorry, okay. So it will produce the, just a minute. Instead of producing the, what it should produce? Actually, it should produce the glutamic acid. But due to the mutation of this, where the sixth amino acid will not be able to produce glutamine acid, but it will produce the valine. So this will leads to the sickle cell anemia disorder. After this, when this valine is produced, so what will happen? There in this RBC, see, this is RBC cell, right? So here in RBC cell, these hemoglobin, they will collapse on each other. They will come on a single position. Due to this, there will be the stress of oxygen. So here what will take place? Oxygen stress will take place. Hence, where this structure of RBC will get convert into what? Sickle cell shape. So you can see, okay. sickle cell, where you can say half moon shape. So sickle cell shape. Hence it is called as the sickle cell anemia. Got? Is this clear? So this is about the sickle cell anemia, and it is the autosomal disorder, and for the God's sake it is also the recessive disorder, because in order to cause this disease, an individual person should have the at least 2 mutated genes. Got? So it is called as the recessive disorders. So due to this sickle cell RBCs, what they will do? They will collapse, or they will affect the blood transport in the body. So in blood vessels, what will happen is, if think this is the blood vessel where the blood will be flowing, but these RBCs, they will come and gather over here, hence they will block the transport of the blood. Got? So this is about the sickle cell anemia, where this person or the affected individual can't live for the long duration. Got? Is this clear? So this is about the sickle cell anemia. So now we'll study about the one more autosomal disorder, that is the phenylketonuria. So what is that? The disorder name is, that is the phenylketonuria. So what is this phenylketonuria? Have you heard this word? Yes, you guys. Because in pleiotropy we have studied about this phenylketonuria. So why it is called as the autosomal disorder? So we all know the chromosome or the gene which is affected is, that is the autosome. Hence it is called as the phenylketonuria. So here in our body there is a presence of the what? Amino acid called phenylalanine. Okay, and this will produce the another amino acid, that is tyrosine. So how it will produce, or how this phenylalanine will get converted into tyrosine? In the presence of the enzyme called phenylalanine hydroxylase. So this enzyme will convert this phenylketonuria into the tyrosine. So here in this case, due to the mutation of the gene which produces this enzyme will get lost, or it will get affected. So due to that, what will happen? This phenylalanine will not get converted into tyrosine, right? So due to that, what will happen here? This phenylalanine will get to it will start to accumulate. But where this will accumulate? It will accumulate in the brain. So in brain, due to the stop or the production of this hydroxylase enzyme, this phenylalanine will accumulate in the brain, and hence what it will do? There will be no production of the tyrosine also, where this will leads to the mental retardness in the person or the mental disorders. Coming to tyrosine, where this tyrosine performs many functions, that is the production of the melanin, okay, and the production of the adrenaline gland, and also the dopamine, and also the many hormones. They are synthesized by this tyrosine. So just due to the production of this, where the production of this enzyme will not take place. That's why this phenylalanine will accumulate in the brain, and it causes the mental disorders. And due to this, where the tyrosine won't produce, so there will be the depigmentation, and also these hormones or these some elements in the body won't get produced, and it will leads to the some diseases. That whole thing is called as the phenylketonuria. So this is also the recessive disorder. Is this clear? Right? So I think it is clear for you. So now let's go on with the one more disease, that is the thalassemia. So what is this thalassemia then? So it is bit opposite to the what? Sickle cell anemia. Where in case of sickle cell anemia, where their quality of the blood will disturb, right? But here in case of thalassemia, the quantity of the blood will disturb or it may increase. Why? Because here we have studied the two globins, that is the alpha globin and one more is the beta globin. Here the production of the blood will increase due to these two globins. So suppose if the alpha globin proteins are produced more, then the blood will be produced more. So it is same in case of the beta globin. So it is called as the quantitative disorder, which comes under the thalassemia. Is this clear? But in case of sickle cell anemia, it is called as the qualitative disorder, because their quality of the blood is disturbed, but here quantity of the blood is disturbed. Is this clear? So this is about the thalassemia, where we can see alpha thalassemia and also the beta thalassemia. This alpha thalassemia is seen on the chromosome number 16, where the beta is seen in the chromosome number 11. Is this clear? I think it is clear for you. So now we'll go on with the one more last autosomal disorder, that is the cystic fibrosis. Have you heard the word cystic fibrosis? So here in this case, due to the, we all know that this is also the autosomal disorder and also it is the recessive disorder. So whatever the diseases we have studied till now, they all are the recessive disorders, and today what we have studied, they are the autosomal disorders. That is the what? Sickle cell anemia and phenylketonuria and thalassemia. So cystic fibrosis is also the recessive and autosomal disorder. So here, due to the gene mutation in a person who is affected by this cystic fibrosis, a person body will be having the excess amount of mucus. What? He will be having the excess amount of mucus. So more amount of mucus will be produced in a person who is affected by this cystic fibrosis. So due to this excess amount of mucus, a person will be repeatedly, he will be having the what? Infections. What he will be having? The bacterial or many infections due to the presence of more amount of what? Mucus. So, and also due to this infection, a person will be having the problem in due to the, or you can say he will be having the problem in respiration and his bronchi. We know that the bronchi won't work and he will get the, he may die also here. Okay, a person around 30 to 35 years, till that a person having the cystic fibrosis, he may live up to 30 to 35 years. More than that he cannot live, and ultimately it will leads to the death. So this is called as the cystic fibrosis, and these are some symptoms. So this class will finish up the what? That is the Mendelian disorders and also the sex-linked. In sex-linked we have studied only X-linked and also the autosomal disorders. So in the next video we will study about the chromosomal disorders. Till that, stay tuned and study well. Don't forget to subscribe my channel and share it with your friends. Thank you everyone. Take care. Bye bye.